Every day in the United States, couples get divorced. It's common, often happening without the public blinking an eye. But for 29-year-old Samia Sarwar in Pakistan, this was not the case. As BBC News reported, she sought a divorce after 10 years of marital abuse. When she went to her lawyer's office for help, her mother and a man she did not know arrived shortly after. The man shot her dead for dirtying the family's honor. An arranged death for wanting out of an abusive marriage. Can you imagine? Living in the United States is often a blessing many of us take for granted. Though we are by no means a perfect society, we can feel secure in the fact that our government will protect our basic rights, our life, our liberty, our pursuit of happiness, regardless of our cultural or religious backgrounds. In many other places, this does not ring true, especially for women. Come with me as we examine an issue that devastates women all over the world, of all ages, the issue of honor killings. 5,000 women. 5,000. A number that keeps repeating itself. The number of women the United Nations believes are killed every year due to the concept of family honor. In the awful logic of honor killings, women and girls are murdered by family members for a behavior that breaks the family's code of honor, or even simply being suspected of a certain behavior. Wanting a divorce, wanting out of an arranged marriage, flirting, or even being raped, something a woman has no control over, are all actions that can dirty a family's honor. Once a family's honor is dirtied, the extreme measure of death is taken to cleanse it. Countries in the Middle East and Southeast Asia are the main areas for this crime, but honor killings also take place in European and even North American countries. It is a widespread problem happening across cultures and continents. Many honor killings take place in predominantly Muslim countries. People think, for instance, the plight of women under Taliban rule in Afghanistan. But honor killings are not just a Muslim issue. The killings go across many cultural boundaries and religions. Here is an infographic about honor killings. The top statistics in the very top are perhaps the most shocking. 66% of attackers in these crimes are family members. 53% of the victims are daughters and sisters. 23% of victims are wives and girlfriends. And 37% of attackers are fathers. Officials often ignore the violence and brutality against women because of inhumane social and tribal beliefs that somehow validate these acts. If communities accept the honor killing, officials will also. They will turn around and not see the killing for the crime it truly is. As a result, a majority of honor killings go unreported. If it is not seen as a punishable crime, nothing is ever said. Thus, it is difficult to determine how many of these crimes actually take place. Perpetrators of the killings are often let off with little or no punishment. Women who live in dangerous situations where they might be physically harmed cannot go to the police because they cannot and will not help them. Hence, many women live in constant fear with no way out. In so many ways, Noor al-Maliki was the typical American teenager. She had lived in the United States for 16 years of her life. She fit into the social world of today's society. Her home life was a different story. Her responsibility was to take orders from her father or risk a beating. Her father greatly disapproved of how Western she had become. He had a plan for her, featuring an arranged marriage back in Iraq. This did not comply with Noor's dreams of finding her own life and love. Noor's dreams were suddenly crushed when her father ran over her with his SUV for all the reasons that she had wanted to live for. She died from her injuries when she was only 20 years old. Noor's story was investigated by 48 Hours Mystery and Amnesty International, and even made it all the way to Marie Claire magazine, a fashion magazine. She probably would have loved being featured in a fashion magazine, but never for being a victim of an honor killing. Honor killings are enraging and a blight on the human community. They have received periodic attention in the international press, but campaigns to address this terrible problem often struggle for support and recognition. Held back out of cultural sensitivity or simply apathy, the world community often stands by. Honor killings are extreme acts that deny justice and life to women. Alongside dowry deaths in India, crimes of passion in the Americas, and brutalization of women in places of war, they take the lives of thousands and thousands of women every year. To address them, they need to be understood as the larger issue of suppression of women in the world. In too many places, women are still seen as property, to be bought, sold, and disposed of. Simply giving women the right to an equal education, alongside overall modernization of some countries, could improve the lives of women, slowly but surely, over time. An old Chinese saying says that women hold up half the sky. But in reality, women still face inequality everywhere. Women do not deserve to be a second-class society. We are all equal beings. No one should have to live in fear for their lives, especially when that fear is created from your own family. In 2005, a 14-year-old girl, Mehmet Halita Galori, was killed in Turkey. She had faced a lot of pain in her short life. She had been kidnapped and raped. And when she was able to come home, it was made known to her that she had dirtied her family's honor. So her father took a wire, wrapped it around her neck, and strangled her, his own daughter. How do you look your wife or other women in your family in the eyes after that? Mehmet was practically my age, yet here I am giving this speech. She will never know the freedoms I have known. Each year, a devastating number of lives are lost due to honor killings. Though most are culturally based, these incidents are violent and inexcusable. Each human life has value, and each time an honor killing takes place, a member of our community is taken, along with her talents and her potential contribution to society. Having knowledge of issues like honor killings only make a stronger presence in the fight against them. We all have sisters, girlfriends, mothers, and aunts. Even just thinking of losing them is unimaginable and painful. We need less honor, more justice, less violence, more peace, less blindness, more acceptance. Samia, Noor, Mehmet, names. Names I will remember, and maybe names you will remember. But will anyone else? We will give them honor, even if their families gave them none. They do hold up half the sky, after all.